To thread the machine, the first thing we need to do is wind a bobbin. We're going to retrieve the empty bobbin from the bobbin holder. So to do that, we're going to take off the removable storage compartment and open this cover. Then place your finger behind this latch and pull the bobbin case out toward you. And then tilt the bobbin case to release the bobbin. Your machine uses Singer Class 15 transparent bobbins. If you wish to purchase additional bobbins for your machine, make sure they're Singer Class 15 transparent bobbins. Because we're winding a bobbin, we're going to follow the dashed threading guides marked on the top of your machine. Place a spool pin felt on the spool pin, then place your thread spool on top of that. And then place your thread into this first thread guide, like it shows right here. And then bring it over to your bobbin winding tension disc and wrap it around like it shows you on the guide, like so, making sure that the thread slides firmly and snugly under the disc. Take the end of your thread and go from the center out through one of the holes of your bobbin. Hold the thread tail in your right hand as you place the bobbin onto the bobbin winding spindle, and make sure you press it all the way down nice and firm. Push the bobbin to the right and continue holding with your right hand as you step on the foot control. Stop for a moment, trim the thread close to the bobbin, and resume winding. You can stop winding when you have as much thread on your bobbin as you want, or you can continue winding because the bobbin will stop automatically when it's full. When the bobbin is full, push it to the left, lift it off the bobbin winding spindle, and cut the thread. Now we're ready to place the bobbin in the bobbin holder. When you lay the bobbin in the bobbin holder, pull the thread a little bit and make sure that the bobbin is turning clockwise. If it's turning counterclockwise, you'll need to take it out and put it back in and make sure that it's turning clockwise. It's very important. Next, you'll see over here on the side is a little slot. Bring that thread into that little slot and then pull the thread under this metal tab until you feel it click, and the thread should be sitting in between these two little arms of that metal tab. Now that the bobbin is threaded into the bobbin holder, leave a little bit of the thread hanging there. Grab this latch with this finger pointing up, set it in the machine, and release the latch. Next, we're going to thread the top of the machine. First, raise the presser foot lifter. The threading path is marked with solid lines. So start with your thread, bring it into this first thread guide. Hold your thread lightly with your right hand as you bring it around into thread guide number 2, like it shows on the diagram here. And then bring it down into thread guide number 3, around the U-turn, back up to the right of the take-up lever, then bring it left and forward again so it slips into the eye of the take-up lever, and then bring it back down the left side. Next, place the thread behind this thread guide just above the needle, then thread the needle. With your left hand, continue holding and pull it lightly as you turn the hand wheel toward you to draw up the bobbin thread. You should see a little loop. Pull the loop and then bring both threads to the back. Close the cover and you're ready to sew. Now that the machine is threaded, we can test the stitch to make sure we've threaded properly. With the machine set on straight stitch, place your fabric under the presser foot, lower the presser foot, then step on the foot control to start sewing. When you finish sewing, continue turning the hand wheel toward you until the needle is all the way up into its highest position and it just begins to descend. Remember, always turn the hand wheel toward you. Turning it away from you can cause your threads to tangle and could make it difficult when you resume sewing. Raise the presser foot lifter, and if you want, you can use the thread cutter on the side of the machine to trim your threads. This will leave the thread tails long enough so that the needle doesn't come unthreaded when you start to sew again. So here's our stitch. Looks good on top, looks good on back, so we threaded the machine properly. When you sew, if you see thread loops or bunching on the back side of your fabric, it's actually an indication that you threaded the top of the machine incorrectly. So remove the upper thread and rethread the top of the machine. Now let's sew a seam. The needle plate is marked with different lines that indicate different amounts of seam allowance. So based on the one you want for your project, place your fabric underneath the presser foot with the edge of your fabric on that seam line. Lower the presser foot lifter and sew forward just a few stitches. Then press and hold the reverse lever to sew backwards 3 or 4 stitches. Release the reverse lever and sew forward again. When you come to the end of your seam, press and hold the reverse lever, just a few stitches, and then sew forward again. And then again, turn the hand wheel toward you until the needle is in its highest position and just begins to descend, and then raise the presser foot lifter, remove your work. So here's our seam, and you can see at the beginning where we did some back stitches or the reverse stitches at the beginning and at the end, and that will keep our seam from coming undone or unraveling as we continue to work on our project. If you'd like more information about threading or sewing a seam, you can check out your full instruction manual, which is available on the Singer website. You can view or download it anytime.